Doug Fister, Max Scherzer, Jared Weaver. 5 reasons why the offense has struggled for the Indians on this home city. It gets no easier tonight. The Indians match up with Angels left-hander C.J. Wilson. But the Indians desperately need a win. They've got to find a way to get it done next on Sports Time Ohio. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, it's Indians baseball tonight. It's the Tribe and the Angels, game 2 of their 3-game weekend series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Tribe's losing streak has reached 5 in a row. They are absolutely desperate for a victory here tonight. But as we have been saying now for the last 5 straight games, it doesn't get any easier because C.J. Wilson in his last 10 starts has gone 7-1 for the Angels.
Yeah, and his last 3 decisions all win. The left-hander, he comes out, he moves his fastball around, he changes speed, he cuts it. He really slows down and gets deliberate when he gets into the stretch, but he's a pitcher you've got to stay on top of your game. He is 1-1 in this ballpark against the Indians, 2-2 in his career, and you can see his last 5 starts 3-0. Going up against Ubaldo Jimenez. Now, Ubaldo missed his turn in the rotation last time. They bumped him. He's going to be pitching on extra rest because he scuffled the last time he pitched down in Miami. They were afraid he wasn't going to pitch inside against Detroit, but he's still going to have to pitch inside in this ball game. He goes at you with a lot of off-speed pitches, sliders, splitters, changeups. We'll see what Ubaldo has to offer against L.A. today.
Well, in his last 5 starts here at home, Ubaldo Jimenez 3-0 with a 1.71 earned run average. Hopefully, that's the kind of mojo he brings with him into this evening's ball game. The Angels got off to the fast start with a 5-run first inning last night. Now it's up to Ubaldo Jimenez to try to slow down the Halos as the Indians look for a victory next on Sports Time Ohio. All ready to go here tonight on a Saturday evening in downtown Cleveland. Cloudy skies overhead. Ubaldo Jimenez on the hill for the Indians. J.B. Shuck ready to stand in and get us underway.
Well, they're waiting for that 7:05 tick before they're going to let Jimenez throw a pitch.
.705 just now shows on the clock, the game clock. We are ready to play ball. J.B. Shuck 1 for 4 last night. And he takes a strike from Ubaldo Jimenez to start the game. Little bit inside, 1-1 to count. Rounded toward second base. Jason Kipnis has it, throws him out, one away. Here's the Angels starting lineup for Mike Scioscia. Following Shuck, it's Cole Calhoun. Mike Trout will DH and bat third. Josh Hamilton cleanup, then Mark Trumbo, followed by Eric Ibar. Chris Nelson, Chris Iannetta, and Grant Green rounded out.
Ubaldo Jimenez, his 23rd start, 8-6 record, 4.18 ERA. In his career, 0-3 lifetime against the Angels. Pitched against them twice last year and did not have a lot of success.
High pop. Ryan Rayburn into foul territory, but out of room as the ball drifts into the seats.
Let's check out the Kia Indians defense. Now we have an opportunity in the outfield. Rayburn's in left, Bourne in center, Stubbs in right. Aviles is at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis at second, Swisher at first with Gomes behind the plate.
Lance Barksdale will call the balls and strikes tonight. Vic Carapazza at first, crew chief Gary Cederstrom is at second, Kerwin Danley down at third. The 1-1 from Ubaldo is hit in the air again toward left. This one should be playable. Rayburn back onto the track, 2 away. Our keys to the game brought to you by Akron Children's Hospital. Give the bullpen a break. We'll see.
That would be nice.
Grab an early lead and build on it. Now the Angels have been the team doing that of late. They've scored in the first inning in 6 straight games.
Well, they're a team. They're 7th in the league in runs scored. They have 517. 10th in doubles, 188. Even though there are a lot of the names, you look at their lineup and there are a lot of new faces. Pujols out for the year.
Hasn't taken long for this guy to become a household name, though. Mike Trout.
No, this kid is something special. You remember, they called him up last year. It was in Cleveland. He played in left field, if you remember, his very first game.
I remember him diving for a ball that he wasn't.
Missed by about 10 feet.
Yeah. Checked to swing it. Glances off the bat.
But that goes to show you how that mentality is, how aggressive he is as a baseball player, and it hasn't slowed down. His first game that he wanted to come up and show everybody he belonged, and boy, didn't take him long to do that.
The 1-2. Just a bit outside, and the count evens at 2-2.
And he has a good eye because he took a 3-2 pitch last night and he walked. It looked very good. Here's a 2-strike pitch on our Nissan pitch tracker just off the plate. That's something when you're a young kid, a lot of times you'll end up swinging at those pitches and you learn how to lay off of them. But this kid has a very good eye and he's walking a lot more this year.
Spiked it in the dirt. Full count. .20 home runs, 26 stolen bases. He's driven in 70. A .331 batting average. And the payoff pitch. Got him looking. Ubaldo paints the outside corner, and Trout is out on strikes. The Angels go 1-2-3. The Indians are coming to bat. Will pitch tonight for the Angels. Terry Francona starting 9, brought to you by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Michael Bourne, Nick Swisher, Jason Kipnis, then Cabrera, Rayburn, Santana, Yan Gomes, Mike Aviles, Drew Stubbs.
C.J. Wilson on the mound for the Angels, having a nice year, 11-6 and a 3.48 ERA. He has 3 consecutive wins in his last 5 starts. And his couple of no decisions. He was roughed up once, but he is 2-2 lifetime against the Indians, and a guy that'll move it around. He'll cut it, change speeds. Left-handers hitting 205 off him. Right-handers hitting 256 this year.
Michael Bourne's had good success against Wilson. 6 for 10 in his career against the left-hander. Takes a look at a fastball for strike 1. Out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Bourne 4 hits and 22 at bats on the homestand. 1-2 the count. The Angels ended their 4-game losing streak with a win last night in the series opener. The Indians' skid has reached 5 in a row. Almost hit him.
I don't know how he got out of the way. You're watching this one. It looks like it starts behind Bourne, but he is up, able to get out of the way.
Out of play.
You see where Wilson throws from the first base side of the rubber. The exact opposite of what we had last night with Scott Kazmir throws from the third base side. But Wilson tries to get that angle on the breaking ball going away to the left-handers and tries to throw it inside to the righties. A little tail action. Kazmir likes that fastball tailing away and his changeup and cut it in.
Well, Bourne has worked it to a full count now. And he strikes him out, tied him up inside with a fastball. 1 away.
Check out the Angels defense, rated last in the league with 85 errors this year. Shuck is in left. Hamilton gets the start in center tonight. Calhoun in right. Nelson at third, Ibar at short, Green is at second, Trumbo at first, Iannetta behind the plate. It's only his third start for Josh Hamilton in center field. Of course, they have Borges, who's on the DL, and Trout, who goes out there on a daily basis.
Outside corner, a strike called to Nick Swisher. Wilson the line, the 0-2. And it's a little bit outside. The Indians begin play now 7.5 games back of Detroit in the AL Central. The Tigers whipped the Yankees but good this afternoon. 9-3. They banged out 17 hits in that game. Royals are just a half game behind the Indians. And they're in action tonight at home against Boston. 2-2. Another foul back. Swisher taking his time against the left-hander, trying to get something going here in the first inning. Fastball missing and a full count. I'm not sure what happened to Iannetta on that. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Looked like he just boxed it. If he catches it, he maybe gets the strike call.
Well, maybe he tried to frame that, and not move his glove and try and make it look more like a strike and just went off the end.
Swisher draws a walk, and the Indians have a one-out base runner. With more on how the Indians plan to attack C.J. Wilson, here's Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, C.J. Wilson's a guy who relies on location, but he'll come right at you. He mixes his pitches really well, and he's a strike thrower to both sides of the plate. So today, the key is to stay through the middle and cut that plate in half. Matt?
Thanks, Katie. Jason Kipnis will bat now, 1 for 4 with a double last night. The only other left-handed bat in the lineup for the Tribe other than Michael Bourne. Kipnis just 1 for 3 against Wilson in previous encounters. And a fastball strike. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shoots for the outside corner, but just a little bit off the plate. And the count now 2-1. Firestone Complete Auto Care Extra Mile Index against left-handers this year. The Indians have gone 23-14, and they've been on a pretty good roll. Last 11 games against the left-handed starter, they're 11-0.
What a turnaround, huh? Well, they brought in the right-handed bats that have done a nice job this year, and the left-handers like Kipnis and Brantley, who gets the night off, they've done a nice job against left-handers as well. So you can see Jason 308 against lefties on the year.
Almost chased after it. He did not. A full count.
Third full count. Hitter number 3. Doesn't give in. He wants you to swing at his pitch.
Mike Scioscia, longtime skipper of the Angels, suffering through a tough season this year. Fouled back out of play. Angels a dozen games below 500. And let's just suffice to say expectations were a lot higher than that when the season began.
Oh boy, yes indeed. Lost his longtime hitting coach, Mickey Hatcher. Used to be with him. It's a different style ball club for Scioscia than what he's used to.
Well, C.J. Wilson back-to-back walks here in the first inning, and the Indians have something brewing now, thanks in part to the left-hander. And here comes the pitching coach out to talk, as Drupal Cabrera will be coming to the plate.
Well, this is when the Indians, you take your walks. They're a team. When you give them a couple extra base runners, they get a couple big hits. That gets them rolling. But they walk 5 times in the whole Tiger series.
Well, I was thinking back to the bout of wildness that Zach McAllister had and how that was his undoing. A couple of walks in the inning. And Justin Masterson when he had his bad inning.
Well, you see it.
A couple of hit batters in his case.
With offenses, whether we're facing them or whether it's our own, that when you're struggling to score runs, everybody wants to swing their way out of it. Instead of take what the pitcher's going to give you. And if he's not going to throw you strikes, be patient. Walk. Move it along right there. So back-to-back walks. 8 walks on the homestand right now with these 2 here in the first inning.
Now is Drupal Cabrera 1 for 4 with a homer last night. That's all the Tribe had, 2 solo home runs in last night's game. They could use an early crooked number as Cabrera takes ball 1. Boy, oh boy, he cannot find the strike zone. It's not as though he's throwing it all over the place. He's sitting in the same spot over and over again.
He's down, at least when he's missing down, but you have to make him get the ball up. Yeah, force him to get into the strike zone. See, there you go. He tries that little breaking ball to slow everything down and hits with a strike. And Iannetta wants to come out and talk to him. Oh, I think he might have crossed up the catch. They had the wrong sign. He's lucky he got that called for a strike. It was a good curveball, but it looked like he was looking for something else. A lot of times catchers, there is a different set of signs when you get a runner to second base, and then you'll see a lot of catchers touching spots. And sometimes the certain, let's say the right knee, that'll mean first pitch, or the left knee will mean, second pitch or second sign, I should say. Every team does it differently.
And they're still having a tough time figuring things out. Mike Scioscia was a terrific catcher in his day. And so many of your big league managers are former catchers that they demand a lot from their catchers, and Chris Iannetta has had a tough time living up to those standards this year. The 2-1. Popped in the air, right field. On the run, Calhoun. He'll make the catch. Tagging at second, Swisher's going to try for third. The throw will be cut off. And the Indians have runners at first and third, but there are now 2 down in the inning. Ryan Rayburn will step in now. 274 average, 13 homers, 38 runs batted in, 14 doubles on the year. Looking for that big 2-out RBI hit early. Breaking ball in for a strike. Rayburn, a .305 hitter with runners in scoring position. And these are the situations where he's been even better. With 2 outs, look at that, a .462 mark. Swung on and missed. Well, Wilson having trouble spotting that fastball here. He's gone to the breaking ball, and that's starting to pay off for him.
Well, he's been able to keep that one down. He takes the hitters off the fastball. Why not? You work your way through the first couple innings. Sometimes that's what it takes. You may not always have your fastball or locate it at least early in the game or in the first inning, and eventually you hope you find it. But he's working his way through with that breaking ball.
In a long first inning, Wilson's already made 27 pitches. Only 14 of them have been strikes. Rayburn strikes out. The inning is over. Tribe strands a pair. No score after 1. Now introducing 3 exciting new quarter pounders. And by Kia. No score second inning. It'll be Josh Hamilton, Mark Trumbo, Eric Ibar coming up for the Halos. Hamilton lines one to right field. That's a base hit. Could be extras. Stubbs gives chase. Digs it out. Hamilton on his way to second. He'll go in standing with a leadoff double. He's always hit well against the Indians, so regardless of his season numbers, he stays true to form against the Tribe.
Well, a little breaking ball that he gets the barrel head of the bat out in front and drilled it down the right field corner. So that'll be double number 22 for Hamilton to start the second inning off.
Big Mark Trumbo, 1 for 4 last night. Hits this one to Cabrera. They'll go to third, and they got him indeed. Bad base running by the veteran Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what he's thinking. The play's right in front of you. Trumbo goes after the first pitch, and he's out in front, and he pulled it. And there's no reason when you're in scoring position. If that ball's behind you, you go. You're not that fast, and that ball was hit too hard, and he's a dead duck at third base. So a blunder by Hamilton, which helps the Indians, so they get their first out, and it takes a man out of scoring position.
One-0 pitch to Ibar, and it's in there for a strike. It's funny. I was just thinking, especially now that we're just starting into football season, with the Browns had their first preseason game the other night. The difference between managers in baseball and football coaches.
Head coaches.
Guy makes a mistake like Josh Hamilton does on a football field, and he might get ridden the riot act on the sideline.
True.
But in baseball, he knows he made a mistake. Mike Scioscia knows he made a mistake. If it's a recurring problem, they'll have a little meeting in his office at some point.
Yeah.
But baseball isn't the type of game where you're going to air a guy out in the dugout or make a big scene.
That is correct, because you play every night. The guy would have no voice. Like a football coach, they only play once a week.
Or you'd tune him out as a player, wouldn't you?
Yeah, day in and day out. They know he made a mistake, and you know what? The players will say something. They'll get on him for it. That's why a manager likes to have veteran players around, because if it's a bunch of kids, then it's an instructional, video where you have to teach.
Right to Swisher at first base. He'll go to second. They'll get the force. Return throw. Not in time. Ibar has good wheels, but they erase the lead runner. 2 down. Take a look at our injury report tonight, brought to you by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Howie Kendrick did indeed have to go on the disabled list after that collision with one of his teammates. He's got the banged-up knee. Ricky Weeks. Now, I read today that his season may be over with that hamstring injury.
That's what I heard, too.
And Ryan Domet on the 7-day DL for Minnesota with that concussion. A strike called to Chris Nelson. Dodgers won again today. They're now 16 games over 500.
Wow, they scored 4 in the 9th yesterday off Fernando Rodney.
I think he helped the cause by throwing one away, too.
He sure did. Throwing a double play ball straight into center field to let the winning run to score.
I think the biggest problem Atlanta's going to have is keeping focused over the next several weeks. They've got a 15.5 game lead over Washington.
You don't think about the division now. You're right. You have to remain focused. And
I think they're either rained out or in a rain delay. They've won 14 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about the Dodgers because of where they've come from, but Atlanta, best record out there.
Yeah, that's hard to do. 14 in a row.
Runner goes. Pitch called a strike. Throw down. And on the short hop, it skips past Kipnis. Then down to third goes Ibar.
Gomes a little upset with himself that he didn't make a better throw. He had the time, and he short hops him. Kipnis tries to pick it and then apply the tag. Hard to do. Because when you pick it, you start with that glove down on the ground. It goes up, and you always have to bring that glove down. Sometimes you have to make sure you catch the ball. So it'll be a stolen base and an error on Gomes.
The 1-2. Strike 3 called. Ubaldo gets the strikeout to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Second inning for the Tribe. It'll be Carlos Santana, Yan Gomes, and Mike Aviles. C.J. Wilson on the hill for the Halos. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning with you. And we're happy to be joined now by Max Alvis, one of the Indians' all-time greats. And this is kind of an unusual birthday party that you got invited to, huh?
Yeah, it was great. Listen, Rocky's had a big day, and it's good to see all the fans welcome him back. And, for him to be 80 years old.
I know it.
And me only be 34. I just and just be here with Gary. And, of course, Gary and Rocky played a lot together that were critical games in pennant races. And I really didn't realize that till I visited with them during this meeting up here.
But
Rocky
you didn't
Calavito.
have an opportunity to play with Rocky, did you?
I played with him when he came back.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
It's his 80th birthday celebration, and fans are wondering what we're referring to. And fans got the plaque. They were lined up around the block today getting the Rocky Calavito plaque when they came into the yard here today. But it's always fun to have these sort of reunions, though, isn't it? I mean, the time starts slipping by, and you lose track of guys, don't you?
Yeah. Two things. It really is good to have reunions and have different players. To have the same guys back, but every year we tell a different story that reminds you of something that was really unique in your career with that particular player.
Right. And there's Rocky today.
Yeah.
He's on the field getting ready to throw that first pitch out. And you know what? He wanted the ball back. He said, give it back, Sandy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't accept that. He wanted to throw it all the way in the air.
He's been worried about that ever since he got here, about throwing the pitch to the catcher.
I bet he was.
He was a competitor now.
Yes, he was.
Great arm, Archie.
I had an opportunity. He was a coach when I first came up to the big leagues, and he was the hitting coach, and he ended up doing some television here as well. And what a great man Rocky is.
I told him today it kind of got away with a couple of guys. Gary Bell won. I told him when I got here and I met Rocky, such a gentleman.
Right.
And then Gary was here, such a contrast.
Yeah, right. You got it. Well, you talk about reunions, Matt, and it's nice to see the guys. Max has been a part of the fantasy camp from day one, and we're always down there every year. You know, we have different generations of Indians ball players that have an opportunity, so it's always been fun. We stay in touch with just about everybody, don't we, Max?
Really do. And Gary and I, we signed autographs out in the alley tonight, and he said, Max, are you kind of surprised that there's as many people that remember you and I since it's been so long since we were here? And I said, no, not really, because the way the fans are and the way the families are with baseball here, and the way they hand me down the generational things, it doesn't surprise me at all. Great fans.
Jan Gomes with a base hit down the right field line. That's headed for the corner. He's headed for extra bases. And Gomes will go in with a stand-up double with one out here in the second inning.
I was listening to y'all the other night when Rayburn came in to pitch.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Well, you do have an opportunity to follow the Indians a little bit.
Yeah.
I know when we were down playing the Texas Rangers, you stopped by, you came to a ball game.
Yep.
And so you get a chance to see this team.
I'll get to see you when you come to Houston, too, so next year. That's great. Yeah,
it is nice. It's nice to follow them, and it's been a much better year than it has in the past. These guys have hung in there and played tough.
I heard Harold Reynolds talking about, if things continue like they are, he said, I wouldn't have a problem in the world saying, Terry Francona ought to be manager of the year. And he done so. There was no expectations for Cleveland to compete like they're competing.
Well, that's a good point you make, because even with the player additions that they made coming into the season, even with the additions of Mike Aviles, Ryan Rayburn, which weren't obviously front page news in a lot of places, but they did spend money on Michael Bourne, on Nick Swisher, so they did upgrade the talent on that team. But even with that, you didn't see media pundits, national base writers picking the Indians to be anywhere above third place in the Central Division for the most part.
What most people don't realize, I don't care if you go out and sign a whole all-star team and you give them all the money in the world, you still have to have a chemistry. And that's what Terry Francona has brought to this team, is a chemistry where these guys believe in each other and they play for each other, as a team. And that's what it takes to win baseball games. They may not be the most talented team. They may be playing over their head. Who knows?
Max, was it easier in your day to develop that chemistry because there was no free agency and you knew guys were going to be there?
Well,
of course, you could get traded, obviously.
You get traded, or you could just not agree, and you were the property of the club, and just
go home.
Go home. So you didn't have many options. And there could have been some guys that stayed angry most of the time, which was disruptive.
Good point.
Archie,
that's right.
But as a whole, I would say that it was probably simpler in our day to have chemistry with the ball club than it is today.
Well, you had roommates. I mean, you'd go on the road, you'd room with somebody, and you had to be compatible and live with this guy.
Base hit left field. Gomes will stop at third. Shuck was shallow in left field, so he didn't have much of a throw to the plate. And a nice piece of hitting by Mike Aviles, and the Indians have back-to-back hits here in the second inning, and they're set up now.
Yeah, Aviles kept his hands back nicely on this breaking ball and drilled it in the hole between short and third. Just hit it too hard. Gomes couldn't have scored, and most anybody that would have been on second base would not have scored on that ball. But they have first and third, one out, and a chance to get the lead.
Well, Kipnis is having a year, isn't he?
He's having a very good year, He got off to a slow start in the month of April and started picking it up in May, but June he was player of the month and he took off.
And Brantley in left field.
Left field,
what some plays. I saw him defensively the other night, and you made your comments about that wheeling and throwing.
He leads the league in assists this year with 10. So,
and actually, I thought the guy was out at second against Detroit the other night.
Yeah, you're right. It was Cabrera or somebody, wasn't it? Or it was Prince Fielder. That's who it was. That's right.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to take the bag with him right into left field when he slid.
Well, you don't get in the way. Could you imagine putting a tag down if he's coming into third base on you, Max?
Yep.
You might lose an arm or a leg.
Here's a throw. No throw. A bobble by Nelson. The Indians take the lead. It looked like he was going to come home.
He was.
Then the ball popped loose and he had no play anywhere.
All right, Max, you were a third baseman. Give me your assessment on that play right there.
You can't make a decision after you feel a ball. When you get in there and it's a do or die either way, but you've got to commit to it.
Yeah, and you know what he wanted to do? He was coming home, and that was right because it was hit slowly. But he rushed.
Never set himself.
He never set himself and said, I'm going home with this play. Forget about it. So in the transfer, he loses it. He's looking at it. It's a fumble. The Indians take a 1-0 lead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you take it. Thank you very much. That's an extra out. You're right. So they give him a hit, I would imagine. They do. Well, let's see. They haven't yet.
I think they're still waiting to decide. But Michael Bourne, the batter. Max, one thing I've always wondered as a third baseman, and I'm talking about playing it at the highest level as you did, what's more important for a third baseman, the strong arm or footwork?
I think footwork's going to be key because if you look back, I had a real strong arm. Well, one of the greatest third basemen in the American League ever, Brooks Robinson, didn't have the strongest arm in the world, but he had the quick feet and he had the accuracy. He'd get rid of the ball very quickly.
Yeah. And it wouldn't go over there fast, but every throw would be right on the money.
So accurate, yeah. But he had the quick feet, and he could cat-like moves, and he could catch the ball and get rid of it.
And it was quickness. It's a reactionary position, right? I mean, you don't have range there. You just react and have to have soft hands.
That's right. So, a great arm will help you in 3 or 4 plays a year, which at third base, that's not many,
yeah.
But I've seen some outstanding plays at third base this year.
The
replays have just been outstanding.
For me, Max, some of the best players in this league are third basemen now. They have some great ones in this league.
The kid over at Baltimore.
Manny Machado, babyface Machado.
Yeah.
He can play. Beltre down in Texas. You got Longoria down in Tampa.
Yep.
And I don't want to forget anybody. There's a couple other ones I'm thinking of. But there are some excellent third basemen out here.
1-0 pitch down in the dirt. Now the youngster, even though he's just a kid, Mike Moustakas, pretty solid over there in Kansas City.
Yep. Well, they're swinging the bats, aren't they? Besides getting the pitching.
Yeah, they're breathing down the Indians' necks.
Yep.
They finally put it all together. Well, the Indians, just as we've talked about this for the last 5 days, they just need a win. They need to get a victory just to kind of reset things and get the bad thoughts out of your mind.
What was it like playing third base when a guy like Frank Howard came up to the plate and you were playing there?
Thank goodness Frank Howard was not a dead pull hitter.
Yeah.
Okay. But a guy like Mickey Mantle, batting right-handed,
right,
that rolled the ball over, and the ball picked up speed every time it hit the ground.
Topspin.
That was a terrible guy to play third base off of.
When they said, hey, play him on the grass, they meant the outfield grass.
That was my favorite story with Gary Bell, with him and Frank Howard. I'm on the outfield, and he said, come on in. I said,
I'm staying right here. Well, I can imagine trying to be a pitcher and pitching against. I mean, there's some big hitters. These kids nowadays are big too. Frank was like he was a monster back in his day.
The other thing too today is everybody, those big guys, they're wanting to hit the ball hard.
Right.
They're just not trying to get a single, or move the guy, run over, or whatever. These guys are trying to hit the ball hard, and I see the third baseman playing deeper and deeper. I also see the shift.
Yeah.
Almost every team plays the shift.
Yes, they do. That's a thing that never, other than maybe Ted Williams or back in the day.
Ball 4, bases loaded.
All right.
Swisher's second walk of the game. And that's now 3 walks issued by Wilson. And Jason Kipnis, who you were just talking about a few moments ago, he's been fun to watch the way he's played. But, of course, Tribe fans remember Max Alvis anchoring third base for the Indians, 15 or more homers in 5 straight seasons. And we talk about this a lot. You know, we Archie and I travel. We see all the new parks. It was harder to hit home runs in your era. The parks were bigger. For much of your career, the mound was higher, so the pitchers had a little advantage there.
I think so, and we touched on it today. I recall hitting behind Rocky, maybe in the 5th position or the 6th position. Rocky hits a home run, you know where you're going.
Yeah, you're going down.
And it wasn't any question about it then, Archie.
Right.
You know, prepare your rib cage.
Well, you better hang loose in that batter's box.
That's right.
And plus the ball doesn't care. I think the ball is livelier now than it was back then. I really do. I mean, these guys now, they are bigger and stronger. Every normal guy back in our day was 6 foot, 180 pounds, 185 pounds. That was tops. You get up to the 200-pound now. You go out and look at, tonight they're DH, but Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Go get a look at this 21-year-old. This kid.
Looks like a linebacker, doesn't he?
He does. I'm going to tell you, he's scary.
Yeah.
And can run.
It's a specialty game anymore, I think, even on the guys that are playing every day from a specialized standpoint that they work at their trade year-round, being the best that they can be.
Right.
They can have the instructions for their hitting and their weaknesses, work on their strength, work on conditioning.
You had to get a job in the offseason.
Yeah,
right.
I went home and planted pine trees.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it was, yes.
Yeah, it's just a different era.
Sure.
But I agree with you. These guys are big and they're strong. And when they get that pitch to hit, they don't miss it much. I look at some of these places, these guys. I'm walking by where they're going to put Tomey's statue.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'd run out of gas in my pickup before I got there.
That's right.
Well, and I think sometimes fans might misunderstand or misinterpret. And you're one of those guys. You don't begrudge these guys.
Oh, no.
And you recognize that these guys are great at what they do. It's just different. The game's just different.
Actually, when I played, if you didn't expect to stay in the game as a coach, scout, or in the media,
Right.
then you knew you had to go home and get a job, And so baseball was just part of what was going on in your lifestyle, and you chose to spend 5, 10, 15 years in baseball and then go do the rest of it what you were
had to do.
Well, it
It
was always great spending time with you.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for stopping
Good
by.
to see you, man.
Max Alvis with
Thank
us.
you. Good to
Indians
see you.
have the early lead over the Angels, 1-0 after 2. Now 1-0 as we go to the third inning. Matt Underwood, Rick Manning, now joined by Gary Bill, who is also in town for the Rocky Colavito birthday celebration. Just your normal, average birthday party, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't think Rocky was 100 years old yet. He's a great guy. We had a good couple of days. Good to see him.
Now, how many years did you play with Rock?
Well, 58, 9, 60. He got traded, and then he came back in 65, 6 and 7, 6 years, I guess. He's the only guy I could never get anything on. He was too clean, man.
He was too good.
It wasn't like you. I would have owned you, man. I'll tell you.
Yes, you would have. You probably would have.
I still do.
Max Alvis was here, and he shared with us that you guys were out signing autographs, and you were talking to each other. It's hard to believe for you at sometimes that how many people still remember your careers and come up and recall games that you pitched in and things like that.
It was. I was telling him a while ago. I said, were we that popular? They're all over 80 years old, of course.
We keep you alive with fantasy camp, but these guys go down there and they come back, and we preach the word about you guys back here.
Well, no, it was. It's really nice. It's good to be remembered,
Well, 59 was probably the year that was the best year together there when you guys were fighting it out with the White Sox.
Yeah, we kind of likened it to that series with Detroit you guys just had, because the White Sox came in at the end of the season and just swept us 4 games and it killed us, man.
Yeah.
If we'd have just won 2 or 3 more games, we'd have won the whole thing.
Now, mentality-wise, what did that do to you as a team? Do you remember?
Nothing.
I mean, as far as
that's just the way
once
it was,
they beat you 4 straight, they beat you 4 straight.
We kept going. There was still some time left, but that when you drop 4 in a row, that doesn't help things. You guys actually know how to keep score and stuff, don't you?
Well, no, we're just coloring.
You haven't got too many calls from me from San Antonio during the game, have you?
What's wrong? Did you lose your cell phone?
No, you're not on down there.
Look at that. You still have the 5th most games pitched in Indians history.
Really?
You didn't know that?
All that, and I made 24,000 my best year.
I know it.
Wow, I was in the chips, wasn't I?
Well, I heard you say you guys were doing some interviews, and you won 16 games one year.
Yeah.
And you went up to Trader Lane, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted a $2,000 raise,
I was
correct?
making 7 that first, and I think I was asking for like $2,500 raise.
So you're looking to get to $9,500?
Yeah.
And what did he tell you?
He said, if you don't like it, stay home. We'll start the season without you. I said, what?
I just won 16 games, boss. And there were no agents back then.
I wasn't exactly a brain surgeon, so I didn't have anything to go home to.
You weren't?
No, well, I am now. But.
Well, oh, okay. That's when you started to get your degree, when you couldn't get that extra $2,500.
Some of the guys I played with, I go, you should have a degree.
The 3rd degree.
God, thank God you weren't on the team with us. I'm glad you were younger. I'd have really been in trouble.
Grant Green, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But that's back in the day. They could cut you 20%, right?
Well, Rocky hit 38 home runs and drove in over 100. And I think Gabe Paul tried to cut him or make him stay with the same salary.
Yeah. And not give you a raise. Think about that, man. Yeah. What would happen nowadays? That's one of the differences. I don't like to bring it back to money because, I mean, the whole game is different.
But they had no recourse.
Right.
Now a player has plenty of recourse.
Well, yeah, the ball club still owns you for 6 years, or still has your rights for 6 years until you become a free agent.
See, the problem with us back then is we were all intimidated by the GMs. I mean, what we should have done when somebody said that to you, I said, well, I'm not going to play then, and see what happens.
That was you
never
did that, did you?
More. No, I'm scared to,
Well, the difference, too, though, nowadays is, the club owns you for 6 years, but after 3, you're arbitration eligible.
True.
And nobody ever loses money in arbitration.
Oh, that's true.
No kidding.
Boy, I'd like to got Gabe Paul in arbitration. That would have been beautiful. Oh, would that have been cool? Oh, Lordy. Yeah, but I'm still peddling jockstraps down in San Antonio. Got my sporting goods business,
Well, that's good.
Got a new venture going on where me and 3 other guys are going to start selling bats online and all over the country.
Aluminum, wooden?
No, aluminum, like Little League.
Okay.
And bathoss.com, baby.
What's it? What is it?
Bathoss.
Hoss, HOSS.com.
Yeah, we'll be as soon as the inventory comes in September, we'll be up and rolling.
So some of your boys from San Antonio are into it?
Yeah,
or you got some ball players throughout?
3 other friends of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some of yours that we're going to sell. The ones that were all broken, Hey, they're valuable if you'd sign them,
Where'd you get them from, Cy? What'd you put a few nails in them?
No, it got cold down there. We burned a few.
They make good kindling, though.
Oh, absolutely. Man, that ash burns good.
Yeah, it does. It sure does.
1 on, 1 out for J.B. Shuck, who grounded out his first time up. Lines one into right center field. That's a base hit. Stubbs trying to cut it off, and he will, but Shuck's going to roll into second base. He's got a double. And the Angels have him at second and third with 1 out here in inning number 3.
Hit a bullet right there. A line drive into the gap right over the head of Kipnis. Put a good swing on it.
What about Bortolo, man? He came back from the dead, didn't he? What's up with that guy?
Oh, well.
Oh, well, never mind.
Well, hold on a second. I'll give you 3 letters.
What's up? I mean, what's high with that guy?
Yeah, he served a suspension, but he's still
but he's
wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, he is. He has basically, Garrett, one pitch, too, that he throws. That little knife fastball that goes away.
Beautiful, man. He's that game he lost the other day is the first time he hasn't had a good outing in a long, long time.
You know, it's a little upsetting to me that you're paying more attention to Oakland than you are Cleveland.
Well, they're on TV more down there, you know.
Don't be afraid to get a dish here with a bat hoss. You know, I'll get you a dish here. How much? I
got my wife.
MLB Direct TV.
I have my wife holding those rabbit ears, but they don't work too good down there, man.
Tell her to move the tinfoil up on the one.
Oh boy, I saw a color TV the other day. I didn't know that was some good stuff, boy.
Speaking of the way things have changed, do you like the specialization from the pitching standpoint with you got a 6th inning guy, a 7th inning guy? Do you like watching that?
Well, it would be nice to think that all you had to do is go out and pitch 6 innings. When I first came up, Bobby Bragan was on my back about going 9. He said, "You got to go 9 innings, man." And but now 6, 7 innings is a quality start.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about it. I started opening day in 1960 against the Tigers. It was 30 degrees, 60,000 people in the old stadium. I pitched into the 11th inning, opening day.
Coming right out of spring
I
training.
probably threw 250 pitches, you know.
Now, seriously, on a note, how many pitches do you think you would throw in a game?
Early in my career, I was a little wild. I'd probably threw 100 to 125 pitches maybe, and then later on, my control was better. I was around 100 or so, probably.
Okay.
120.
So
10.
that's fair. And that's where these guys are now. The 100-pitch mark is sort of pretty much the...
I'm like Nolan Ryan a little bit, and I think guys should throw more and build their arms up and go longer, personally.
Well, a lot of the older pitchers and people we talk to in baseball feel the same way.
But you don't have to anymore. You got too many special guys out there, you know. Now you get
if they do their job.
You get something for a hole now, don't you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, well, a hole.
Is that a full Nelson?
Yeah.
What's a hole, man? You remember last time you had me on a year or two ago, and I was looking for my buddy Johnny Simon. Remember you said he probably doesn't want you to call him, you know. Yeah. I found him, man, yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, we talked to him yesterday. If he's listening, John, I got you, baby. You're on TV again.
Well, the bases are loaded here for the Angels, and Mike Trout is coming to the plate. That's the last guy you want to load the bases in front of.
Oh, man.
But he's going to have to deal with him now with nowhere to put him. Now, he struck him out his first time up. But this guy, I mean, Gary.
God, he can fly, too, can't he?
In this day and age, there's a lot of, and, you know, we're all guilty of it. We throw a lot of hyperbole around and build guys up. There's no need with this guy. He does it all.
He does. He's only, 21?
Yes.
Man. He's licking his chops for that next contract.
Well,
he's not making much now,
no,
is he?
because they only gave him like a $20,000 raise after this year, or after the year he had last year.
Get ready.
So, no, he'll just, you know what he'll do? File it in the memory bank. Come arbitration time, there's no way he's going to take him.
How'd you like to see him in Fenway?
Anywhere. This kid is an all-around good player defensively, offensively. He can hit for power. He can run. He can steal you a bag. He can throw.
I'd like to see him here.
Every team would like to have a guy like this.
Maybe Gabe left a slush fund for the future back.
We'll make a call afterwards and check it out.
You think?
I know he didn't leave it when I signed. When I was the number 1 pick, he didn't leave it.
Oh, man. Oh, funny.
Trout steps away. You're talking slush fun. All I can think of is slush puppy.
Those are pretty good, too. Yeah, you put vodka in yours, though. That's the only difference.
1-1. And that's down low, 2 balls and a strike. All right, when you're in these situations, you got bases loaded. How do you stay loose and not tense up and think I can't afford? If you start thinking negative, is that the problem? I can't afford to walk him?
No, I'll tell you. Earlier in my career, I just said, "Hey, I'm a fastball pitcher. Here it is, baby. It's right down the pipe, and let it go. If either he gets me or I get him."
Yeah, he tried to get him right there. That was a healthy cut, but he swung through it.
Seems like pitchers nowadays are always nipping and instead
trying to give too much credit
behind the hitters all the time. You know, I think older. Well, I don't want to say old is better. It wasn't. You know, the game is much better nowadays, talent wise and in the whole shooting match, coaching wise. It's all better. But pitchers challenge guys back then. You know, they just, hey, I'm a good fastball pitcher. You hit it.
Well, and what was your ratio fastball to breaking ball during the course of a game?
Oh, I bet I threw 75% fastballs when I was younger.
And I think that's the problem now. People throw more off-speed pitches than they do fastballs.
Well, that's the way to pitch, actually. You know, if you're behind the hitter, the way to
pitch
smart
backwards,
thinking, if you can do it, throw a breaking ball when you're behind the hitter.
If you can throw it for a strike.
But I always felt more comfortable just getting it up there and taking my chances.
It all comes back to throwing the pitch that you have the most confidence in.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to have to see a confident pitch right here on a 3-2 count with one out to the Angels' best hitter.
A little slider on the block would be good, wouldn't it?
He threw him one last time and got him to strike out. He may be looking for that this time.
We'll see.
Hit to third. Aviles goes to second. There's one. Kipnis. They can't turn the double play. Trout is just too fast, and the Angels have tied the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. He did make a good pitch. He got Trout to beat it. I don't know if that was an off-speed pitch. It looked like it. I mean, he just got down the line in a hurry. You're not going to throw him out. He would have had a tough time getting him on his own.
Normal base runner, that's two.
Look at the head down, just right through the bag, and they didn't even offer a throw. He got down the line from the right side, 3.9. We've seen Drew Stubbs do that a couple times this year. From the right side, that's outstanding.
Guy looks like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Wow.
He sure does. So they tie it up now at 1.
Josh Hamilton doubled his first time up. Hits one on cue shot off the end of the bat. Cabrera's got it. Throws him out. The inning is over. Gary, thanks for stopping by. Always great to catch up with you.
You're my man.
Gary Bell.
Love you guys.
Nice seeing you, G.
The Angels come back
see you at Fantasy Camp.
tie the game 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Enjoy a cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. All right, here comes Asdrubal Cabrera to get it going here in the bottom of the third. And he lines it right at the center fielder. Hamilton, one away. Before the game, Rocky Colavito was a little bit overcome with all the memories here back in Cleveland.
It's hard to explain it in words. I mean, so many, I get a little emotional. So many people remembering you and their kids, telling their kids, and they remember you. It's definitely a wonderful feeling, it really is.
Rocky Colavito celebrating his 80th birthday today, and really it's a tremendous gesture on the part of this organization. You know, Bob DiBiasio really spearheading the thing. I mean, Rocky Colavito was such an idol to so many kids of that generation. I mean, people in my era don't really quite appreciate how beloved he was and how devastating it was when he was traded. Now, I guess in some ways you could liken it, although it's a completely different situation, to when LeBron left Cleveland. Something of that magnitude back then.
For the kids to understand. Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was. He loved the town. He was great to all the people, and they truly loved it, and he loved the people right back.
3-1 pitch.
He is a true gentleman.
Now, and he was, he was a force on the field. 42 home runs, led the circuit in 1959. 65, he drove in 108.
Yeah, and then, in the prime of his career, they got rid of him.
But he's talked about it, too. I mean, to be able to come back, it was important to him. Just as I'm sure it is to a lot of players, whether they leave through free agency or if they get traded, to come back where it all started. I think for a lot of players it's important.
Complete the circle. I mean, and baseball is weird. You see a lot of people that do that, in this game. No matter where their journey takes them, they eventually get back to where they started. And it seems that happens a lot.
We've seen a number of times in recent years is where a guy will come back just for a day and then retire as
right
an
with
Indian
that organization
or whatever the organization it was, just because they want that peace of mind.
I thought when Jim Thome came back here and finished that September here, that he was gonna end it. At that time.
Boy, Santana's struggles continue offensively. He has struck out twice tonight, and there are 2 down now in the inning. Rick, this is another instance where, all right, Asdrubal Cabrera, he's not a cleanup hitter. He's batting cleanup because Terry Francona shook the order up, trying to change things up. Carlos Santana might be their best option, but he's another guy right now who isn't swinging the bat well. It's not like if you plug him in there, suddenly he's going to magically rediscover himself.
No, that's true. This team needs somebody that can hit in that. It's not an easy spot to hit in. You have to have a little pop. You have to, be patient and drive in runs.
And I think that's why Terry's not just constantly juggling the lineup.
Well,
okay, Asdrubal Cabrera hasn't set the world on fire, but he doesn't want that to suddenly become a revolving door either.
He knows it's tougher when you start juggling lineups to put guys all over the place. That hit him.
Gomes hit for the second time on this homestand.
Yeah,
I wonder, that got him on the front arm, unlike the last time he got drilled on his right arm. I think this time it was the left. I think.
Well, yeah, you're right. It was the right arm back when it was against Detroit, and it did. It went off the elbow right there. And I bet more teams are going to start pitching him in there because he doesn't move off the dish. And he's a good low ball hitter, so they're going to try, when they pitch him in, they're going to elevate the ball and pitch him belting in or belting higher, and that's where the elbows are. So he gets it. He'll move on. So now they have runners at first and second and 2 out. Give Aviles an opportunity.
Now Aviles singled his last time up. Outside corner, strike 1-1. Big chopper to short. Ibar goes to second. That's the inning-ending force. And after 3 innings of play, we are tied at 1. For the Angels, it'll be Mark Trumbo, Eric Ibar, and Chris Nelson. Trumbo bounced into a fielder's choice his only time up in the 2nd inning. Sky high pop on the infield. Kipnis makes the catch, 1 away. Our great clip of the game from last night. Carlos Carrasco. Boy, what a job he did coming out of that Indians bullpen with 5 innings of relief work. Did not allow a run, kept putting up the zeros. Had a couple of walks, but he pitched his way around them. Did a terrific job. Great clips. It's going to be great. If he can take that with him, that mentality, that approach into the starting rotation, then he's got a chance to improve and get a lot better. With more on that, here's Katie with him.
Well, Matt, that's what was different about Carlos Carrasco, his mentality coming out of the bullpen. Mickey Callaway said he didn't have all day to think about the matchups. Instead, he went out there just focused on each pitch and getting out of the inning. He also said that he thought Carlos Carrasco commanded his fastball a lot better last night as well.
Boy, isn't that amazing? Who were we just, who were we just facing recently? And I mentioned to you that whoever it was, I'll think of it here in a second.
Miami, Detroit.
I'm thinking it was Miami. Talking about, he had had a conversation with somebody. It was your guy, Don Sutton, was talking with Jose Fernandez about Greg Maddux.
Every pitch.
Greg Maddox's philosophy was, I'm not worried about pitching a shutout. I'm not worrying about winning the game. I'm worried about making a good pitch right here, right now.
One pitch at a time.
If you stay in that mentality, then maybe that's the key.
Well, simplify it more as a position or as a pitcher. if you do that, you have to do that. To try and stay into that mentality. That's a lot what Terry Francona does with this team. One game at a time. You don't look past it. Let's win that game that we're playing tonight and move on. Why not have that mentality as a pitcher? One pitch at a time. When you're in a 2-0 count, make that 2-0 pitch the best of your capabilities.
Hit on the ground to first. Swisher takes it himself. Good inning for Ubaldo Jimenez on just 6 pitches. He sets him down 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Tied at 1. On FoxSportsOhio.com, meet Columbus Clippers first baseman Chun Chen. Get social with Game Connect. And what are the brown and orange up to today? It's all on FoxSportsOhio.com. I don't know what the brown and orange are up to today, but I know where the orange is. Sitting right behind us in the booth.
Good catch.
Drew Stubbs, Michael Bourne, Nick Swisher. Drew Stubbs a base hit and an RBI his first time up. Stubbs a swing and a miss. Rick, I was thinking with our conversations talking to Gary Bell and Max Alvis, and they talked about how really moved they were by how many people that still remember them, their careers. And I was thinking to myself, what other profession could you be in where you could be retired as long as they've been out of the game and go back to a place where it's been 40 years since you were somebody in that organization, and have people that you could still go back there and talk to people. And
you can't even do that at a 40-year high school reunion because people will forget you, that you went to high school with.
Well, a lot of guys that work jobs, whether they be factories, or some of the places are gone. They don't even exist anymore.
Right. That's you're right. You don't think about it in that sense. But, a professional ball player, when you get to the big league level, is a small fraternity.
Yes, it is.
And they are never forgotten amongst each other, and truly never forgotten with the fans because it's proven. Every time they bring alumni in, they remember them. And now you're getting back into the 50s and 60s, and, my goodness, it's the kids they've never heard of them.
But I liked what Max Alvis said, and that is, he believes that Cleveland Indians fans pass down their memories. Somebody of my dad's age would remember Rocky Colavito and pass those stories down to me. So I
Right.
know who he is, not because I saw him, but because of how reverently my dad spoke about him.
Right.
Just as my kids will hear of Albert Bell and Jim Thome
Well,
and Omar Vizquel. And
all right, carry that a little bit further. That's where kids learn is from their parents.
Sure.
If their parents are going to teach them not just about baseball, about life and about anything in general, that's where your kid is going to learn,
Yeah.
man, is from your parents.
Michael
And pass
Bourne.
it along. That's the great thing about baseball, man, is that it lives for generations. And if you're a young kid and you're a baseball player, just don't study the players nowadays. Go back and dig into the history books and read about the guys that laid the groundwork for these great players that play today. You know, because there were some great players back in the day as well.
Yeah, why are 40 homers a year important? Why are 50 home runs?
Yeah.
Go back and read about why.
Read about Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle.
Yep. The guys who were the standard bearers.
You know, read about Bob Feller if you're a Cleveland Indians fan, the guy that paved the way for everybody. That is what it's all about. And then you get to appreciate the game that much more and appreciate the players who they are now.
Driven pretty well. Deep center field. Hamilton on the run. He's on the track. He makes the catch over the shoulder style just in front of the wall. I can think of at least 6 times on this homestand
Yes.
alone where Michael Bourne has tried to go in that direction.
And he's hit it as well as you can hit it. And they make nice plays. He hit 2 to left field the other night against Detroit. He hit 2 or 3 balls into left center field that Jackson ran down. Hey, that's a good at bat for him. He can't hit it any farther than that. But as a pitcher, if you keep it in the yard, you expect your guys to run it down.
All right, easier said than done. How does he turn that, though, into more of a line drive to the gap instead of the
You don't.
the
You
big
hit
fly?
that ball well. That's a good at bat. Look at him. It's a frustrating thing. He's done it a lot on this homestand. You're absolutely right. I mean, and that's how pitchers pitch. That's pitching and defense. They throw you high fastballs. If you don't get on top of it, which is hard to do, you're going to hit it in the air, and they want you to hit the ball the other way because he's not strong enough to hit it out of the ballpark that way. Not many guys are.
No.
To me, that he hit the ball well. There's not much you can do about it. It's one of those hang with him guys. Hey, nice at bat, hang with him, and you get sick of hearing that as a player.
Well, yeah, after about the 4th or 5th time, yeah, it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to punch you in the face if you tell me that one more time. I'll give you a hang with him. Strike called, 2-2. Two from Wilson, drilled to center field. Hamilton breaks
Catch
in.
that.
He misses it all the way to the fence. Swisher on his way to second. He's going to hit the bag and keep going. Calhoun had trouble picking it up in the outfield, and Swish goes all the way to third. Boy, too bad there's already 2 outs in the inning. That would have been a great way to start the inning out.
Well, yes, and that's a ball where Hamilton should have probably just let it fall in. It's only his 3rd game this year in center field. He has played center before, but that wasn't a good attempt. If you go at that ball and watch the backhanded attempt, you've got to block it if you don't catch it. At least put a body in front of it. See, that was far enough away from him. He knew he couldn't dive. He knew he wasn't going to catch it, so at least put a body on it. He didn't do it. It'll go as a triple. Swisher will certainly take it. Hit that ball on the nose. But as you say, it's a 2-out triple.
See if Jason can take advantage for the Tribe. Kipnis has walked and flied out tonight. 90th pitch of the night already for C.J. Wilson, and we're only in the 4th inning. But a fastball on the outside corner. 1-1 to count. Look at that. 28 and 29 the first 2.
He averages the most pitches per inning in all of baseball. 100 pitches per game, 110.1, over 17 pitches per inning.
Line to third, and it's caught by Nelson. That'll end the inning. Boy, another ball hit right on the nose. An atom ball results in an out. Still 1-1 after 4. The wireless receiver only from AT Uverse. Rethink possible. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. One top of the 5th inning. Chris Iannetta, Grant Green, and J.B. Shuck due up for the Angels. Iannetta singled and scored the Angels' only run in the 3rd. Ubaldo Jimenez, for whatever reason, has pitched much better at home this year in terms of ERA. His record, I believe, is the same road and home. I think he's 4-3 on the road. He's 4-3 at home. But the ERA is night and day. 5.16 away from home, 3.38. Down low. There you go. The ERA 5.16 at home, 3.38 on the road. It's just hard to figure. Though he's pitched much better at home of late.
Yeah. He's a tough guy to figure out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, when he goes out there, there's times you expect him to go out and do something. The one thing you know, he's about a 5-6 inning tops pitcher. He'll have maybe 3 games on the course of the year where he can go 7, and I think twice this year he's gone 8.
The payoff pitch. Iannetta bangs it off of his foot.
But, you know, everybody thought we were getting a guy that's a power arm. He's turned into a breaking ball pitcher, off speed, splitters, sliders, curveballs. You know, his fastball now is about 92, and it'll stay around 88 to 90.
Every once in a while you'll see 94, but it's few and far between. And whatever happened in 98,
that's gone,
is a mystery. That's ball 4. Leadoff walk, never good. Just the second walk issued by Ubaldo here today. Trivia question brought to you by AT&T, and the only American League outfielder to play an entire 162 game schedule without making an error. We'll have the answer coming up later on. Here's Grant Green. He bunts.
Oh,
Ubaldo,
boy. No,
off-balance throw,
no,
and he
no.
launches it into the seats.
You know, I understand he wanted to make the super play, but it was Aviles' ball all the way. He's coming in. His momentum's going to third. I'm sure Aviles wanted to call him off. But Ubaldo, you know, he hustled over. I give him credit. He was aggressive on the play, but it was not his play. Watch where Aviles is at. He's going to first base all the way. See, he was going to barehand it, but as a pitcher, he wanted to go over and take it on his own, but he made a mistake. And then he tried to throw it when you're going away from the play and jump, and you got to be some kind of athlete to make that play if you're going to throw it on the money. So he throws it away. That'll go out as a flat error, a base hit, and an error.
And now the top of the order. The Angels really in business now. J.B. Shuck doubled his last time up. The Gallion High School product, played at Ohio State. Got his first opportunity with the Houston Astros, but for whatever reason, things didn't work out there. But now he's making the most of this chance here with the Angels. And lots of friends and family on hand from the Gallion area taking in this series. He was signing a lot of autographs, and a lot of folks from his hometown were here before the game tonight. One-zero pitch. Drilled right field. And Stubbs reaches up to make the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is Chris Iannetta. The Angels take a 2-1 lead. Grant Green tags at second and goes to third. So Shuck, with a good at-bat, picks up his 27th RBI on the year.
Yeah, and he moves the runner from second to third as well. They lead the league in sacrifice flies. That's their 47th for the Angels. So the leadoff walk comes back to score. It's a 2-1 game, and now the infield will come in at the cut of the grass.
Cole Calhoun has flied out and walked. Drilled to deep left.
They get another one.
That'll get the run home from third as Rayburn makes the grab. 3-1 Angels. So the error really costly for Jimenez here in the fifth. And the Angels, they fundamentally execute. Couple of sac flies, they take advantage.
Yeah, that's the thing. How about that? You get a single on a bunt base hit, and it was a leadoff walk, the error, and then 2 fly balls, and you have 2 runs. So you get extra base runners. If you can take advantage and get them in, they have a 3-1 lead now.
Mike Trout bounced into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded his last time up, picked up an RBI because he beat out a double play ball. Yeah, I watched Mike Trout, Rick, and I think of Miguel Cabrera. There's no doubt Cabrera's the best all-around hitter in the game, but it's taken him years to get to where he's at. This guy's just come into the league, and he's already in the same conversation with Cabrera 2 years in a row now in the MVP talk.
Well, Cabrera's just flat out, the hitter he is. I don't know if you saw his at-bat yesterday against the Yankees in the 9th inning. Mariano Rivera. He ended up tying up the game with 2 outs. And I think it was Rivera's first blown save against Detroit since 1999, but he hit one to straightaway center. It was an unbelievable at-bat.
The 0-2. Got him looking. Good job by Jimenez to get out of the inning. But he hurt his own cause with the errant throw, and the Angels take advantage with a pair to take a 3-1 lead.
HD quality on MLB TV. I got to get this for Gary Bell. You watch every out-of-market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere.
Then you'd have to teach him how to use it.
Well, that's true. I'd have to have someone turn the set on for him.
I mean, if he's still watching TV on the rabbit ears, he can't have a mobile device.
You know him. Yeah. No, he. We're going to text him in between innings, see if he gets it.
As Dribble Cabrera fouls one back, he's 0 for 2 tonight. Swung on and missed. I just had a thought. You ever watch those old movies? The guys in the lobby and they'll page somebody, have somebody walk around the lobby just yelling for somebody. You could do that with Gary. We'll just send somebody paging Mr. Bell, paging Mr. Bell.
Have a sign up.
Yeah. Well, C.J. Wilson working with the lead, but running out of pitches. He's at 94 on the night. No action in the Angel bullpen yet. There's a liner right at the shortstop.
I'll tell you what, he better do something different. He better drive to the ballpark differently or something. Everything he's doing, he hits on the nose, is right at somebody.
That's 2 tonight and at least a half dozen on the homestand, if not more. Probably more. Now, last 8 games, 2.4 runs a game. Tough to get it going.
Yeah, you're not going to win many games if you only score 2 runs, and that's just the way it goes. They're going to have to start. I know they face some tough pitching, but you still have to find ways. You know, you can't depend and expect your pitching to go out there and win a game 2-1, 3-2 every night. You need a little breathing room.
Downstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cycles. You go through cycles like that when it comes to driving in runs. Hitting comes and goes. Pitching is consistent if you get it good.
Chopped to third, backhanded by Nelson. Long throw. Trumbo came off the bag and applied the tag. Dangerous in that he had to apply that tag down low, and it looked like he got Rayburn maybe on the thigh. That's dangerous on a couple of fronts. One,
on both sides.
Trumbo could get his arm broken,
right,
and you run the risk of maybe tipping a guy over. You catch his knee.
He just tried to put it down and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
You know,
nothing intentional there, but
but you're right. You
could have gotten ugly.
Either one of them could have get hurt on that.
Now Carlos Santana, he has struck out twice tonight. Santana just 3 hits in 21 at bats on the homestand. Wilson has gone over 100 pitches in all but 2 starts this year. His first. And another start in which he got bombed in just 4 2/3 innings. But other than that, he'll take the ball. He'll go out there up to 120 pitches or more. Still, even with that, this could possibly be his last inning. There's a soft liner and another catch. So the Indians go 1-2-3. And after 5, the Angels lead it 3-1.
On Friday, August 23rd, 7:05 start. It'll be Dollar Dog Night for the entire game. Then the post-game fireworks will be set to the Blues Brothers theme. Log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
(3-1) Angels lead it as we go to the 6th inning. Josh Hamilton will lead it off for the Halos. Grounded out his last time up. Towering pop, shallow center. Cabrera calls for it, and Bourne calls him off. Michael has it, one away. Okay, our in-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Drew Stubbs with the infield RBI single. That's the Indians' only run came in the 2nd, and then the Angels got a sac fly from Cole Calhoun, a couple of sac flies in the inning, and then, well, let's put it this way, folks. It's not exactly a Picasso at this point.
It was.
But a long way to go as the Indians try to snap a 5-game losing streak. One ball, one strike. Down in the dirt, 2-1. Series finale tomorrow with a 1 o'clock start. And then the Indians hit the road for quite a while.
10 days, 9 games.
High pop. Kipnis is under it. And we've got 2 down. Let's take a look at that Twins series, Rick, the pitching matchup. Now remember, we came right out of the All-Star break. And the Indians had a tough time in Minnesota. They lost 2 out of 3 there. And they're going to go with Danny Salazar, Zach McAllister, and Carlos Carrasco goes into the rotation. He'll take the spot of
Scott
Kazmir.
Yes.
Get a little extra rest. Ibar looks at a strike, showed bunt. Well, Carrasco pitched well last night. And as Katie talked to us earlier, if he can take that mentality, that just sort of, hey, just come in, throw strikes. Don't worry about what I'm doing tomorrow or down the road or the next inning. Just if he can stay in the moment and pitch like that.
Well, he's had opportunities. He's got to show it. He has to do it. I mean, you're looking at a little 23-year-old kid up there. He's only had 2 starts, but I don't know if they could be any better than he's pitched.
Just missing with a pretty good fastball that time.
That was in there. You see, he was looking away, and that ball, good pitch. Just a bit in off the plate.
Breaking ball, and he lays off that down low, 2-2. Fastball away. Now a full count. Rip foul the other way.
We want to send our best wishes and a speedy recovery out to Solon Kosma. Hope you get well soon, Solon. Take it easy. Big Tribe fan.
Mike Socha's club has a 3-1 lead. 2 down here in the 6th inning. And Ubaldo's payoff pitch. Hit on the ground to short. Cabrera cuts it off up the middle, but he drops the ball in the transfer. And Ibar aboard with 2 down here in the 6th.
You know, with Ibar running, he realized he wasn't going to be able to try and turn and make the throw. He was going to grab it and throw it on the run as he was moving towards right field. And he just couldn't get the transfer, just a little too quick for himself. See, he wanted to put it in that hand, and he wanted to throw it on the dead run going away. He felt he had to get rid of it quicker, and it'll go as a base hit.
Draws a throw. We mentioned before the Indians are heading out after tomorrow on a long road trip. Rick told you 9 games, 10 days. The Indians are only coming back after that for 3 here at home, and then right back on the road for another week.
Who do we play in the 3 we come home?
Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah, well, we never went to Minnesota till after the break.
Right.
So we're going back again, and we end the season in Minnesota.
Last 4 of the year will be at Target Field. So this is a really important stretch for a team that hasn't played well on the road this year, and this is tough. Oakland.
They had one stretch where they played pretty well on the road, but they have to turn it around now. I mean, if you have any hopes of wanting to make the playoffs, the wild card.
And mind you, as you take a look at the bullpen, and mind you, you come home for those 3 against Minnesota, and then right back out on the road too. Atlanta and Detroit.
Yeah, 2 hottest teams in baseball.
Come home with Baltimore right after that, so it's going to be rugged. Rugged stretch.
There's never an easy part. We look at that schedule all year and we say the same thing. Boy, it's going to be a tough stretch. Boy, this is going to be a tough stretch. You know what?
Where are the easy stretches?
There are none, man. And you may think there are, but there never is, because you never know what your team's going to be doing at the time you run into a team.
Well, the Angels coming into the series had lost 4 straight. They were limping, but they won the first game. They've got the lead here in the second. Not that they're necessarily playing all that great, but the Indians they're in a tough rut right now, and they got to try to find a way to get out of it. Big chopper to third. Aviles backs up, long throw, but a good one.
Nice.
Swisher with a good stretch, and the inning is over. We'll move to the bottom half of the 6th. 3-1 Angels.
America's new sports network is almost here. Fox Sports 1 will be your home for live sports. Shows like Crowd Goes Wild, Fox Football Daily and Fox Sports Live, the news and the highlight shows fans have been waiting for. America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1, premieres August 17th. Coming up right around the corner. One week from today.
Yeah. Well, C.J. Wilson's going to start the inning, Arch, just over 100 pitches. Activity in the bullpen. I said before, he's gone over 120 this year. Yan Gomes greets him with a base hit into left field. Indians get their leadoff man aboard. Gomes' second hit of the night. He's been on all 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his part. He had a 1-out double back in the second. He scored the run. Now a leadoff single here in the 6th. See if they can take advantage.
Yeah, Yan, last 11 games, he's been swinging it, folks. Absolutely swinging.
7 multi-hit games, so he's locked in. He's feeling pretty good in the batter's box, seeing the ball well.
Mike Aviles, a base hit in the second inning, bounced into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the third. Mike doesn't like the call. He's down on the count 0-2. The Indians had not lost a home game to a Western Division opponent until last night.
Yeah,
they were 11-0. Terry Francona checking those matchups on his board.
Yes, he is. This is the 10th 0-2-1-2 count for C.J. Wilson, but he still finds a way to let hitters back and count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he gets 0-2-1-2, then he expands and he tries to get you to swing, and he doesn't come back on the plate unless he has to.
Well, that's interesting, Rick, because we had Gary Bell on earlier, who was a power pitcher during the 1960s, late 50s. And he always, it was interesting to hear him say, hey, man, I was going to challenge guys, just.
Well, you say that now, but he's been out of the game a long time. You know what I mean? You take that sometimes. Who knows? I would agree. He threw more fastballs.
Well, when you've got a power arm like he did,
yeah.
It's like Randy Johnson in his heyday. Well, what do you think? He's not going to try to trick you.
Yeah. I still say everything revolves off your fastball when you're pitchers.
But he did say that when you are behind in the count, you pitch backwards, even as a power pitcher. He said, if I'm behind, I'm more likely to throw you a breaking ball because I know you're looking for the fastball.
More so nowadays than what they used to, for sure.
Aviles strikes out on away.
And you also heard Max Elvis say that after Rocky went deep or something, you were hitting behind him, you were going to get one in the ribs or you were going down.
Let's check out the answer to the AT&T trivia question now. Who's the only American League outfielder to play the entire schedule without an error?
Don't knock the rock. That's been around a long time. I remember that's what I strived for when I was a player. I wanted to play in every game and never make an error, and that's awfully hard to do.
Yeah, it only takes one little misstep. And sometimes it might not even really be your fault. You make a good one-hop throw. If it gets by the guy, you get the error.
I'll tell you what. These fields nowadays are a lot smoother than what they used to be. You used to charge a ball at Old Cleveland Stadium, and you didn't know, man. It was like
might go sideways.
Dirt bike field coming in. You could have some rough hops.
Michael Cohen and Buddy Boschers just called up today. That's the guy they added when they put Howie Kendrick on the deal. And Drew Stubbs yanks a base hit into left field. Jan Gomes stops at second. And a pair of hits here in the sixth for the Tribe. Second inning tonight that they've had 2 hits in an inning. The last time was in the second when they scored their only run of the game.
Well, Stubby got a hanging breaking ball, look like. He left that ball up out over the plate, and he took advantage of it and hits it to left field. So now you have 2 men on with 1 out and an opportunity to cut into that lead.
Downstairs, Chris Iannetta with a good stop. Michael Bourne is 0 for 3 tonight. Four out of 25 on the homestand. And he's not alone. There are a lot of players up and down this roster.
Yeah,
that
but you know what?
numbers.
He's hit the ball much better than his numbers are showing. And so is Cabrera, and so is a couple guys. They've hit balls hard, and there has been some right at them. But those are things you have to live with. We talked about in his last at-bat, that line drive to the center field that Hamilton ran down deep to the track. You need a line drive single.
Good count for Bourne. He awaits the 2-0. And a chopper foul. Jan Gomes, the runner at second base. Drew Stubbs, tremendous speed at first. The 2-1. Good eyes. He lays off the breaking ball low and away. 3-1.
It looks like Michaels picks up Wilson. His numbers coming into the game were very good off him, but it looks like he sees the baseball. You can see how he's taking that breaking ball away, and he's not offering it. He's just spitting at it.
Could very well be the last hitter of the night for Wilson if he doesn't get Bourne.
I would think so.
Drive into center field, a base hit. Gomes coming around third. He'll be waved home. On his way to third goes Drew Stubbs. He's in standing safely. An RBI single for Michael Bourne. Oh, is that what the doctor ordered? Indeed it is. A 1-run game now at 3-2.
Well, he had the count in his favor. He knew he was getting a fastball, and he put a nice short stroke on a fastball. He tried to run by him inside. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it, because I love when the hitter gets the pitch he's looking for and puts a nice short stroke on it and lined it into center field. You gets it past Green at second base. That brings Gomes around to score. It's a 3-2 ball game, and C.J. Wilson is heading to the showers.
The Indians with 3 hits in an inning for the second time tonight. And they have cut it to a 1-run game. Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Michael Kahn coming on when we come back. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tribe with a run in and threatening for more as they've got runners at first and third with only 1 out.
Well, Michael Kahn coming on. He has he ranks second in the American League, 84% of inherited runners not scoring, with a minimum of 30 inherited runners. So he's done a nice job coming in with runners on base. In 3 career games against the Tribe, has not allowed a hit in 2 2/3 innings. That all came back in 2010. But a different situation now. He's coming on to face Nick Swisher, first and third, 1 out, and the Indians a chance to tie it here. 3 hits in the inning. Gomes started it with a single. He was able to strike out Avila. Stubbs got a single. Bourne got a single. All hit pretty hard.
Now Swish walked his first 2 times up. Then he had a line drive to center that Josh Hamilton kind of olayed into a triple. Way outside, ball 1. Here's the AT&T U-verse rewind. Let's go back and look at that line drive to center field, but I don't know. Hamilton kind of went to a backhand instead of getting your body in front of it, at least knock it down.
It was a nonchalant effort. He didn't come around to score, so it didn't hurt him. So, I mean, what else are you going to say? There were 2 outs, but it was not a good effort out in center.
Kahn keeping a close eye on Michael Bourne, who represents the go-ahead run at first base. Bourne has 17 steals on the year. And the Angels haven't been able to stop the running game of late. This might be a good spot for Bourne.
Oh, he will definitely pick his spots. He's got a sense. He's stolen so many bases. He knows. He gets that feeling. He gets a sense of a pitcher. He's still learning pitchers. Now, look, this is the first time we played the Angels all year. This is the first time Michael's been in this league this year. So he has no book on any of these pitchers.
Well, Kahn seems awfully concerned about Bourne, and maybe.
You know what? And sometimes, too, Matt, when you're a regular and you come out with the bullpen, you don't know these guys because you've never faced them a whole lot. So you don't know what their moves are like. Give Swisher a chance. It counts in his favor. Let him swing it.
Out of play,
like
2-1.
Sometimes when you've got a guy that can hit you the sacrifice fly or whatever, you don't want to bother him with stealing a base.
C.J. Wilson, he's responsible, of course, for both runners on base. Upstairs, 3-1.
Well, he's got the count in his favor now. Bourne gave him a little quick 2-step over there, where he was sort of bluffing. Well, and this concentration better be on Nick Swisher right here.
Keep worrying about Bourne. Kahn sets, 3-1 pitch. Bourne takes off. Swisher pops it up.
He better get back.
Bourne scampers back to first as he slides in safely, and Swish on a 3-1 pitch pops it straight up, so there are 2 down.
He took off and he was running, and he didn't pick it up because he was trying to steal a base. He heard the ball go up, so he slides. Now he's looking around to get help. He picks it up. Now he knows he's got to get back. And he does in time. So now he's going to go back to the bullpen and get the left-hander.
Timeout for another move. Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Left-hander Buddy Boschers when we come back. But his friends call him Buddy.
You can call me Buddy.
6'3", left-hander, 205, 24 years old on opening day, so now 25 years old. That's what he's done in the minor leagues, making his major league debut. Heck of a way to make your debut, huh? You got first and third and 2 down.
I'll tell you what, anytime you get to the big leagues, you're going to make your debut. You don't care what the situation is. You want to go into it and thrilled to death. He may be a little scared. A little nervous. His job coming up and get Jason Kipnis out.
Jason Kipnis looks down low, ball 1. Buddy Boschers born in Huntsville, Alabama, and that's where he makes his home today. There's a strike to even the count. Boschers is the first Alabama-born Angel since Bo Jackson, 1994, and the first Alabama-born pitcher since your guy, Don Sutton, in 1987.
Sutton's from Alabama?
I guess so. I didn't realize that either.
I did not know that.
Well, Kipnis is down on the count, 1-2.
Well, looking for that first hit with 2 outs in this series. 0 for 7.
Swung on and missed. They won't get it here. They get a run back, but they still trail by a run as we go to the 7th, 3-2. locations in Northeast Ohio. And by Levin. Get a look in at our big crowd tonight, courtesy of our Panini Cam, brought to you by Panini's Bar and Grill. Swung on and missed by Iannetta. Single, a walk, 2 runs scored for the Angels backstop tonight. One ball, 2 strikes the count here. Low and away. Did he go? No.
No.
They did not get the call on the appeal. Three-two count on Iannetta now.
He's been on twice tonight and has scored 2 runs.
Well, I think this is exactly what happened his last time up. He had him down on the count. He let him get back, and then he ended up walking him. He's done it again.
Yeah, from 0-2 to the walk. And it's a leadoff walk again.
Well, the last time it was Grant Green dropping down a bunt, and then Ubaldo threw it in the seats. And that opened up the door for the Angels to score 2 runs in the 5th, which is the difference in the game right now. See how they play it this time. He's not showing bunt, taking a strike.
Well, then they tried to bunt this guy last night one time, and they took it back and they let him swing.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Well, his last time up, it didn't look like a sacrifice type situation. It looked like he was bunting on his own, and it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, you're right. He bunted for a base hit.
Yeah.
I'm talking last night's ball game, though.
Yeah.
There was a situation back in the 7th inning.
He didn't look comfortable.
No, he by any means. Off Carrasco, he made one futile attempt, and they said, "Oh, I've seen enough."
One and 2. Wow, Milwaukee and Seattle in a delay. Wonder if the roof stalled out. Strike 3 called, 1 down here in the 7th. So Ubaldo comes back and gets him. Doesn't let him off the hook. 5th strikeout, that's going to be it for Jimenez.
Well, he thought that ball was low, and he took it, but it was called a strike, and it was down from that angle. He didn't think it was high enough. He might be right, but it's called a strike, and that's going to do it for Jimenez tonight.
3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs in. Man on first base, his responsibility. We've got a timeout, 3-2 Angels.
Indians will host the Twins, and the first 10,000 through the gates will receive a Nick Swisher replica jersey. And it'll also be fireworks night. It's courtesy of Kia Motors, and the post-game fireworks will be set to U2. So go to Indians.com for your tickets. Swisher jersey for the first 10 grand coming in. Fireworks to U2 after the ball game.
Rich Hill coming on now for the Indians. One on, one out. J.B. Shuck, left-handed hitter, coming to the plate. J.B. Shuck drove in a run with the sacrifice flies last time up. Mentioned before, his roots are in Galion, Ohio. That's where he played his high school baseball. Went to Ohio State. His dad also played at Galion High School. His dad was a high school quarterback in the late 70s, early 80s. His grandfather was a high school basketball coach at Galion High School back in the, I think it was the late 50s, maybe early 60s. So he comes from a sports-oriented family. Swing and a foul back.
Yeah, boy, tried to run that heater inside on the.
Iannetta, the runner at first base, has scored twice already tonight for the Angels. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ripped foul. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time called. Shuck digs in. He's ready. He's waiting. Hill delivers. And a little squibber off the end of the bat. Hill's got to hurry. He fires the first too high, and the runner is safe. Shuck with an infield single, and now the Angels have 2 on with 1 out.
Well, what are you going to do? He made a good pitch. It was a cue shot off the end of the bat, and I saw with Rich Hill coming off, he was going to try and rush it. It's a good thing that Swisher at first just got up and caught this ball. You have a tendency, when you know how close he's going to be, you want to put a little something more on it. He was sidearm and almost threw that thing over his head. Infield single, first and second, 1 out. Even if the throw's down, I don't think they get it.
No. So the Angels back in business now. Cole Calhoun has flied out, walked driven in a run with a sac fly. Outside, ball 1. Cole Calhoun was tremendous in the month of July. He was the Angels minor league player of the month. Hit .382, one of the reasons why he got the call up. Because he's just kept right on hitting. 12 for 37 since he got that call up. And Rich Hill can't find the plate. Now it's 3-0.
Well, this is his last hitter. He's coming on to get the 2 left-handers. Shuck able to get an infield single. Now he's behind the left-hander Calhoun.
And if he walks him, boy, he's going to put Brian Shaw in a really tough spot.
Yes, he will, because it'll be the second time of the night that Trout comes up with the bases loaded.
Bullseye, 3-1. Still got a chance to get his man here. The 3-1. Leaned him back out of the way and a full count. Strike 3 called. He came back and got him with a big curveball. First strikeout for Hill. 1 down.
Nice.
Or, 2 down now here in the inning. And Terry Francona is going to go back to his bullpen.
3-0, and he came back. 3-1 fastball, 3-1 breaking ball, 3-2 breaking ball, and he comes back to get him. Well done. His night's over.
So a timeout for another change. Brian Shaw coming on when we come back. And they've got 2 on with 2 out here in the 7th inning. And Mike Trout coming up. Brian Shaw will be the new Indians pitcher.
Shaw for the 47th time, coming up to get one tough out if he can right here. Keep it a 3-2 ball game, and that's exactly what Cleveland needs right now.
Pitch outside. Pitch inside. Hey, the reason that game's being delayed in Seattle, remember when we were up there, they were talking about Ken Griffey Jr. coming back, big celebration. He was supposed to talk for 10 minutes. He talked for almost a half an hour.
Oh, boy. We can't tell him to get off the stage, can you?
Nope, I guess not. Well, Brian Shaw has got Mike Trout in a 2-ball, 2-strike situation. Chance to get out of it. Keep it a 1-run game. Oh, just a little high with the fastball. Oh, and he fouled that one straight back. Good high heater again, but it was just above his nitro zone. Just a little, he had to reach for it, just kind of spoiling it to stay alive.
Well, there you see that fastball away, and you're right. Trout can go down and hit a low pitch. He gets after it very well.
So we're ready to go now. Runners will be off. The 3-2 pitch. Swung out and missed. He struck him out. Nice job by Brian Shaw in a tough spot. Comes in, strikes out Trout to end the inning. And it remains 3-2 Angels. Time now for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be. Is back on the field tonight in New York against the Lizards. Catch Major League Lacrosse action tonight at midnight on Sports Time Ohio. Right-hander J.C. Gutierrez coming on now for the Angels. Gutierrez pitched in last night's ball game. They'll have Asdrubal Cabrera, Ryan Rayburn, and Carlos Santana due up for the Indians.
Yeah, he gave up a hit in his innings, in his inning of work last night.
As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite on this date back in 2010. How about that play by Asdrubal Cabrera?
Oh, boy. How about it?
And from the seat of his pants had the presence of mind to make the throw and retire him at first base. Right now, Asdrubal Cabrera is rolling with the if there was no bad luck, there'd be no luck at all, because he's hit a number of balls right on the nose, line drives. He's hit about 6-7 atom balls.
Right now, he feels when he gets into that batter's box, there's 15 defenders out there against him. You know, not the 8 or the 7 that he sees in front of him, not the pitcher. But boy, it's almost like he's cross-eyed and he sees double.
There's a fly ball deep but fouled on the right side.
Well, he got the high fastball and he got the head of the bat out there and hit it foul.
2 years ago, Asdrubal Cabrera hit 25 home runs, drove in 92. It's almost like when you have a year like that, everything comes so easy, you forget it's not.
Well,
and it's not that was a career year. Maybe he'll have another year like that or better.
Maybe.
But you don't know.
But when you have a year like that, people expect you to do better the next year.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a younger player, then that's, if you don't, sometimes you may put pressure on yourself.
Gobbled up by Trumbo, takes it himself one away. Back to the Hyundai Studios we go for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski.
Matt, Rick, the Red Sox in Kansas City tonight at the K. Boston was up 4-0. Kansas City scored 3, and then Jacoby Ellsbury with his double to left center scored Will Middlebrooks all the way from first. So Boston's up by 2 in this back-and-forth contest, 5-3. They're in the 7th in Kansas City, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. 3-2, Angels lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Now Ryan Rayburn leans back. .96-mile-an-hour fastball, could not quite catch up to it. Well, it's hard to figure out what has happened to the Indians offensively. They were swinging the bats well. Sure, and I know, yeah, have they faced good pitching? Yes. But as we've said before, this is the big leagues. There's a lot of good starting pitching. So you can't just put it and say, well, it's good starting pitching, that's it. Well, here's the thing. Before they went on the road trip to Miami, they had multiple run innings 5 times in 3 games going into that series in Miami. Since they left on that trip, in their last 83 innings of offense, twice have they had a multi-run inning.
Well,
and it was 2 runs both times.
That means when you hit the home run, and if you do, it's a solo home run. Nobody on and
nothing sustained, no crooked numbers.
Well, I know it. I mean, that happens. You go in cycles like that. Offense does.
83 innings, you're talking 9 games worth.
Yeah, things like that. You have to. You get back to basics. Take your walks. You move the runners. You play solid defense. You get back to little things.
Rayburn strikes out, 2 away.
Well, bring the whole family out to the ballpark for KeyBank Kids Fun Day. That's each and every Sunday, so that'll make it tomorrow before we hit the road. There are plenty of activities for the kids out on the plaza. They can run the bases after the ball game. It's presented by Cleveland Clinic. So come on out. There's not many Sundays left here at the Progressive Field the rest of this year, so take advantage of them if you can.
Santana takes up high ball 1. Carlos has struck out twice and hit a soft liner to second his last time up. Taking a long time to get on the same page. Gutierrez with Chris Iannetta flashing the signs. Santana thought it was low. It's called a strike, 2-1 to count. Little topper. Iannetta throws to first, got him. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians here in the 7th. It remains 3-2 Angels. And descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (3-2) Angels in front as we roll on to the 8th inning here. Brian Shaw got the last out of the 7th. He'll stay on for the Tribe. Rick, kind of a bizarre story, and who knows where this is going to lead to eventually. But Jack Clark, who was a formidable power hitter during his era, just started a new radio talk show in St. Louis. First couple of shows on the air, he comes out guns blazing and just blows up Albert Pujols, saying he knows he did steroids, says a trainer told him that he juiced him up, etc., etc. He went on and on about this. Well, it didn't set well with Albert Pujols, who's currently on the DL for these Angels. And Pujols came out and was so upset that he has now threatened to file a lawsuit against Jack Clark and the radio station that he was working for. And so the latest chapter of all this is that the radio station has reportedly already cut ties with Jack Clark.
He lasted a week, right?
Not even a week. He didn't even make it a week.
Oh, boy.
Well, and I thought it was there was one quote I wanted to read to you because I thought this was pretty interesting from Albert Pujols. As Josh Hamilton awaits the pitch, breaks his bat, barrel goes flying out towards the mound. Pujols said, quote, in his release, "I know people are tired of athletes saying they're innocent, asking for the public to believe in them, only to have their sins exposed later down the road." Good quote, understandable. He goes on to say, "But I am not one of those athletes, and I will not stand to have my name and my family's name dragged through the mud."
Good for him. You know, what makes Jack Clark come out and do it now? If he knew about it, why didn't he do it years ago?
Inside out swing.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's a double, too.
Aviles can't even catch up to it.
Oh, he didn't get to second base. What happened?
I don't know. Did he spin out? I was watching the ball down the line.
I was following the ball, and I'm thinking to myself, the way he can run, that's got to be a double easily because he was playing him way over here. They were giving. Look where they're playing him, third base line. Okay, he's off and running right there, but the ball's going to squirt from Aviles, get away. And by the time, there he
never
goes.
touched
He
the bag.
quit.
He missed the bag.
Okay. Missed
so that's
the bag.
why he had to go back.
Gotcha. I knew he should have been on second base. That's a break for the Indians.
So his footwork just got messed
He was
up.
watching. He wasn't watching where he hit the base. He was watching the ball.
All right, so here's Mark Trumbo, 0 for 3 on the night.
There
Maybe
you
a
go.
double play ball. Cabrera, he boots it.
Oh, man.
He booted it twice.
Getting too fast again, trying to do too much too quickly.
You know, I think if he comes up with it after he initially kicked it, he might have still had a shot at Trumbo at first.
You do. He just tried to get too quick and try to do too much with it. At least get one out. You can't turn two until you get one. And he just flat out booted it. That's the third error now for the Indians tonight. That's one thing. When you are not scoring runs, you cannot afford to give extra outs to any team. Your better teams will make you pay. And when even you give an average team extra outs, and I'm not saying the Angels are average because their offense is pretty good. They can score. Boy, oh boy, it comes back to haunt you.
Merrick Ibar taking a strike. Ibar 1 out of 3. Tap foul. 0-2 the count now for Shaw. A chance to pick his defense up maybe.
Well, he's going to have to. He's going to have to pick his defense up and battle. You're getting down into the bottom part of the lineup, but this guy here finds a way to put the ball in play. You see Cody Allen up getting loose.
He puts it in play, and he's tough to double up because he runs well.
Yeah, he runs well. And
sit into 9 double plays on the year.
Well, that's the thing. They've made some good pitches, and they've been doinked to death. That ball that Hamilton hit down the line, he should have been on second base. And he tripped around first base, but he jammed him after breaking one bat there. He just inside outs it. Back in the 5th inning, they had the first 2 guys aboard. They came back and scored their 2 runs.
Another chopper. This one stays foul. Again, Shaw takes aim. It hits off the umpire, I think. Gomes just flat out missed it.
Well, he crossfired him. I mean, he was sitting total opposite side of the plate, and he's got to go all the way over. If you watch where Gomes has to go to catch this ball, you'll wonder, and I don't even know if he got a glove on it. Look at it. It hits the umpire in the right leg. That's with Shaw. That's so far. Look at, he misses by 2.5, almost 3 feet. With that crossfire, Gomes came over. That's got to be a wild pitch. You're sitting over there, and now you really set the inning up for him now.
Infield drawn in. Here's the pitch. Ibar ropes it foul.
The Indians now on the year with 61 wild pitches, which is by far and away the most in the league. But boy, after the error, you're battling to pick up your defense, and then you help them out. Wild pitch.
Went inside off the plate, 2-2. Well, you got Josh Hamilton at third base, Mark Trumbo at second. Nobody out. The infield's drawn in. The count 2-2 on Ibar. Bangs it up the middle. Backhanded by Kipnis. Throw to the plate. It gets by Gomes all the way to the backstop. A run is in. Another will score. And down to second goes Ibar.
Yeah,
and the Angels now lead it 5-2 on what has been absolutely a gift-wrapped inning for them.
Yeah, it has been one ugly inning right here. This gets over the head, and what you need is an out. And Kipnis tried to make the greatest play he could possibly make, and on the throw, it doesn't get there because of his momentum. It gets by Gomes, and another run scores, and another runner will go to second base. So just a sloppy inning of play, and it's a terrible inning. It's a 5-2 ball game.
That's going to do it for Brian Shaw. And Cody Allen will be coming on when we come back as the Angels now lead it 5-2. For the Indians.
Yeah, no matter how you slice it, after the Hamilton single, Cabrera boots the ball, trying to rush a little bit. A wild pitch that moves the runners up. Now it's second and third, and nobody out. And then Kipnis tries to make a tremendous play. He's not going to get anything on the throw. I don't know if he had any other play, if he might have been able to get Ibar at first, but the throw goes wild, allows Trumbo to come in and score. Ibar goes down to second base. 2 runs in, and it can't get any uglier. And they're going to bring on Cody Allen after Shaw pitches a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, and a couple runs to this point. And it's a 5-2 ball game now. Season high 4 errors for the Tribe. On the year now, they have made 78.
Chris Nelson awaiting the pitch. And he lines one toward right center field. That's a base hit. Ibar coming around third. He'll be waved home. He will score. And the Angels now lead at 6-2. They've scored 3 here in the 8th inning.
Now you close the book on Shaw.
And see, this is what I was just talking about too. Granted, this has been gift wrapped by the Indians. You make a couple errors, you get a wild pitch. They have done everything they can to help the Angels. But this is now twice tonight where the Angels have had a multi-run inning, a 3-run 8th, a 2-run 5th. The Indians have had 2 in their last 84 innings now of action. So it's not just one thing for the Tribe right now during this 5-game losing streak. Chris Iannetta, a couple of walks, a single, 2 runs scored.
Yeah, this guy's used to leading off tonight 3 times. All 3 at bats, he's let off an inning.
Two and 0 the count. Outside he missed. 3-0 the count. Here's the set by Allen and the pitch. Bullseye, 3-1. That's ball 4. And so Cody Allen is allowed the first 2 to reach. Tonight. Here's the in-game box score, courtesy of your local Hyundai dealers. Well, J.B. Shuck, a couple of hits on the night. Hamilton with a pair.
You know, it's one thing if a team goes out and they beat you. It's another thing when you just wrap it up and give it to them. And that's exactly what has happened tonight. They have 6 runs on 8 hits. And I want to see how many hits have really driven in runs. A couple of sacrifice flies. You have a grounder, a fielder's choice. 2 sacrifice flies.
Throwing on a second.
Another fielder's choice.
Nelson back safely. This has not been a thing of beauty. Grant Green with 2 on, still nobody out in the inning.
That last single was the only hit that they've driven in. a run on a hit.
Green squares. He tried to jab at it.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Looks like he's never bunted in his life.
Maybe he hasn't. He came over from where? Oakland? In that Cayaspo trade, I believe.
Well, remember back in the 5th when he wasn't sacrificing, he laid down a good bunt.
Well, maybe he should do that then. If they put the sacrifice on, bunt for the base hit. Well, he did it last night, and he put a bad attempt on him. Mike Scioscia took it off. He's trying to put 2 more in scoring position. He's got a 4-run lead. He wants to try and get 5. As every manager would love to have, especially the way their bullpen has been. Unbelievable. It's a lost art.
Well, I mean, Arch, we've seen pitchers look more comfortable bunting, and they get a chance in the American League to bat once a year.
I know it. I think it's safe to say he won't be around here long with Scioscia. If you can't hit, he's not a big bop or anything like that. Yeah, you better move runners. Look at, you can see smoke coming out of his ears right now.
And he lines a base hit into right field.
That. Go figure.
Bases are loaded. Still nobody out.
Well, Skipper, that'll teach you to put the bunt on.
Wow. Just broke his bat and bloops it in. That's the way it's going right now for the Indians.
Yeah, off the end of the bat. Breaking ball over the head of Kipnis. That's an 0-2. Base hit. They move him up. Bases loaded. Still nobody out, and they have 3 in. They have a chance to have a monster inning. Another 4 or 5 run inning.
J.B. Shuck the batter. Shuck has 2 hits on the night, a sac fly, doubled back in the 3rd. Indians have the infield in again. Ball 1 down low. Slashed it foul into the seats. Look out. Now the 1-1.
Yes, he did.
Sure did. Down to the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Cody Allen comes set. Base is loaded. Nobody out. The 1-2. High fastball ripped to left. Rayburn's there to make the catch. Tagging at 3rd. Nelson's coming home. Here's the throw. It's cut off. 7-2 Angels.
Second sacrifice fly for a Shuck. That's their 3rd on the night.
It's all going right for the Angels, all going wrong for the Indians. 7-2, Halos lead it.
But they do get the first out of the inning.
Cole Calhoun will bat 0 for 2 on the night. He has walked and driven in a run with a sac fly. And a fastball misses inside. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Earlier today, Detroit hammered the New York Yankees 9-3. Down low. Boston leads Kansas City 5-3. They're in the 8th inning at Kauffman. Tribe's 7.5 back of the Tigers. Just a half game in front of the Royals.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Tigers were thinking about coming back last night, but their winning streak stopped.
To first, Swisher goes to second. There's one. Cabrera's return throw to Cody Allen. He missed the bag. He couldn't find the bag with his foot, and so they don't turn the double play. And the inning stays alive for the Angels. He was there in time. He couldn't find it.
Well, you see that a lot when pitchers have to cover first. Swisher, he's not going to get back. Cabrera's got to lead the pitcher, and the pitcher's looking for the bag because unless he's over there in time, he's got to search for the bag. He's got to look for the ball. That's a difficult play. I don't care who you are. It's not easy unless you get to that point and find the bag and you know your foot's going to be on it. It's a tough play for the shortstop to lead you, and it's a tougher play for the pitcher to get there and find the base.
It's been a lot tough about this whole inning. Mike Trout is 0 for 4 tonight, and he has struck out 3 times.
And they still have 7 runs.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Mark Trumbo, his teammates, 0 for 4. The other big bopper.
They have 1 hit that has driven in a run. 1 single. And that was in this inning. Yeah, where's he going here? 7-2.
Ninth man to bat in the inning, Mike Trout. Right back to the screen. One pitch. That looked pretty good. 2-1. According to the Angels, Mike Trout has reached base in 39 consecutive games, touting it as the longest streak by an Angel outfielder, 3rd longest streak in their history. But our research indicates he's only reached in 31 consecutive games. And that could be coming to an end here if Cody Allen can take care of him. 2-2. But given that he just recently celebrated his 22nd birthday, he might have a chance to come back and have a few more of those streaks.
You think?
First and third. 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Up high, full count. They tell me that's the 35th pitch authored by the Indians this inning.
Well, this has been one long inning.
Two errors, a wild pitch, a missed base. You name it, it's happened. Broken bat, blooper, runner goes at first. Trout fouls it back. Cody Allen ready. Payoff pitch. Calhoun takes off. Drought streak stays alive. He reaches on the walk. And the bases are loaded again. And they've batted around now as Josh Hamilton will come up for the second time this inning.
Boy, what do you do? I mean, you bring a guy in to try and get out of the inning. That's the second or third time that Allen has been in recently that he's having a tough time getting through an inning. 25-minute half inning. We had one of those against Detroit.
Popped him up. This should get him out of the inning. Rayburn is there. He makes the catch. The Angels break it open. They score 4 in the 8th. They lead it 7-2.
The Minnesota Twins. And Friday, when we started on August 23rd, it'll be Dollar Dog Night. And then the post-game fireworks will be set to the Blues Brothers theme. It's presented by Wayside Furniture. Go to Indians.com and get your tickets.
Well, Kevin Jepson coming on now for the Angels. He's the 5th pitcher to work tonight for L.A. Colin Cowgill's into the ballgame. He takes over for Shuck in left field. Jan Gomes will lead it off. Couple of hits tonight, couple of runs scored. Belt high fastball, maybe a little higher than that, but it's a strike 1-1. Same spot, same result, 1-2. It is down 5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mike Aviles waiting on deck. It's as if everything has just sort of fallen apart at the same time here. You've had the offense in their struggles. All of a sudden, you've had a couple of starters knocked out. Corey Kluber will be lost for who knows how long of the DL. Scott Kazmir didn't have it his last start out. He's going to be bumped back in the rotation. You've got, you know, the defensive problems that we've seen rearing their ugly head numerous times.
Think back to the start of this homestand. We come back. You got Detroit for 4. 3 good baseball games were played in the first 3 games of that series. They all turned out to be losses after the blowout, where they made an exclamation point on Game 4 of that series to sweep you out. Then you come back on Monday night and you give up, 5 runs in the first inning. And you can't do it. You're playing sloppy today. There's no excuses. I mean, you had opportunities. You're going to have to turn it around. No one's going to feel sorry for you. You're going to have to go out and win a game. I don't care how you do it. You're going to have to do it, but you certainly can't give games away. And they were never doing that in their own ballpark here. They were playing extremely well. Well, they're looking at number 6 in a row here. Staring it right in the face.
Yeah. Off the plate foul. Whether it's playing a clean game or having a big offensive party, they need something to get themselves back in the win column. Because they've had good starting pitching recently, and that hasn't been enough. So it's not just, hey, if we get a good start, then they'll get it turned around. They need more than just a good start. Swung on and missed. Aviles goes down swinging. Two down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And I'll bring up Drew Stubbs. Our keys to the game, courtesy of Akron Children's Hospital. You know, Oboto Jimenez, again, this is what he is. This is what he has been all season long for the most part. 6 1/3. You know, he did his job, kept you in the game, gave you a chance. But they couldn't they couldn't build on the early lead. They had a 1-0 advantage. But here again, offensively, just not much to go on.
No, they have not been hitting whatsoever. First run was an infield single that they had to play at the plate from third base. That drove in the first run, and then they had an opportunity. They had 3 singles back in the 6th. And an opportunity to tie the game. And you pop out to the second baseman, you strike out, and inning over.
And they haven't had anybody reach since. That's 7 in a row retired since the RBI hit by Bourne. Good fastball outside corner. 2-2. Well, it's going to fall to Justin Masterson tomorrow. He'll pitch the
series finale to wrap up the homestand. Looking for his 14th win of the year. It's a 1 o'clock game. We'll have it for you right here on Sports Time Ohio. Right now, a 2-2 count for Stubbs with 2 down in the inning. A little bit outside. Full count. Stubbs fights it off, stays in there at 96 miles an hour. He's got another chance to keep the inning alive. The 3-2 is popped up foul. Will it stay in play? I don't believe it will. No. Kevin Jepson has struck out the first 2 in the inning, but he's having a tough time putting away Drew Stubbs. Rings him up with a fastball in the inside corner, and he strikes out the side here in the 8th. Is our score, and a reminder to stay tuned for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Comes your way following the ball game here on Sports Time Ohio. Mark Zepchinski will pitch now here in the 9th inning for the Tribe. Mark will be facing Mark Trumbo, Eric Ibar, and Chris Nelson. Pitch is down low for a ball.
That's in the air over near the line. Stubbs has room. He'll make the catch. One away. Well, we talked about the road ahead for the Indians, and it will be a grueling stretch here. They've got the 3 in Minnesota. Now, mind you, that's a series. If you're in it, you got to win that series. Then a tough stretch in Oakland. Oakland's been playing very well. To Anaheim against his Angels bunch. Back home for 3 quick ones against Minnesota, then right back on the road
to finish out the month.
Detroit.
To finish out the month of August. So you come back after tomorrow and you have 3 home games the rest of the month.
Yeah.
So it's been a lean month, or will be, when you're talking home baseball. And this was when you were looking at a week of home baseball, this was the one you were looking for, and it couldn't have turned out worse for the Indians, at least the way we're seeing it right now. This might be the ugliest game of the year that I've watched.
Well, it has. As I said at one point, it's no Picasso. I mean, there hasn't been anything about this game that has been crisp or clean. It's been one of those just tough ones. You talk about the dog days of August.
This is
one of those games. The 1-2 down low. Chopper off the plate. Going to be a tough play here. And Swisher can't beat him to the bag. And Zepchinski nearly stepped on his foot, on his hand.
Well, I don't know if he would have got him either way. If you flip it to Zepchinski or not. But he had to get out of the way, and he's lucky he didn't get cleated. Goes as an infield single. I want to see how this. Here he comes. He's getting over there. Let's see. On the flip, he's going to have to lead him. That would have been his only chance, is to flip it. And he didn't. He decided to try and take it. Zepchinski was there.
Yeah,
they
he
might
would
have
have
had him.
Yep.
Yeah, they would have had him if he would have flipped it. He decided to keep it for whatever reason.
So 1 on, 1 out. And Chris Nelson will be the batter. Nelson 1 for 4 on the night with an RBI single and a run scored. Outside, he missed with it. 3-0. And a strike over the outside corner. And it's 3-1.
Boy, for what was it, almost 33,000 people? How quiet is it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're sitting here, they're saying, all right, hurry up and get this over. We want to see the fireworks.
Well, and you know what, though? Here's the thing. Even though it wasn't a thing of beauty, up until the 8th inning, they were still into it. I mean, this was still a ball game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you could just feel the energy sucked out of the building when that 4-run 8th gift wrapped. There's a drive to center. Bourne racing back. He's there. He's got it. 2 away. The batter now, Chris Iannetta, and he's had a good night. He only has 1 hit, but he's walked 3 times. He's scored a couple of runs. He's just been in the middle of everything that the Angels have done in this game offensively tonight. And a called strike. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Well, Rick, we were talking earlier about that Atlanta Braves squad that the Indians will face coming up. Their 14-game winning streak was snapped tonight by the Miami Marlins, the team dead last in that Eastern Division in the National League. They beat Atlanta 1-0 behind Nathan Eovaldi, who we saw in the series finale down in Miami. They had three terrific pitchers that we saw in that series.
Echeverria tripled and ended up scoring in that ball game.
Now he gets it.
That's why I said it. That's exactly why I said it. I couldn't say it for 3 days. I leave town and I get it.
That's beautiful. You remember his first name?
Yes. I'll tell you in a minute.
Adeiny Echeverria. 1-2 pitch outside. Well, that's how good Atlanta's going right now, that it takes a 3-hit shutout to beat them.
Well, that's how you end streaks. But a 1-0, good ball game.
Two count. Outside. 3-2. Well, even Mark Zepchinski's already tossed 19 of them up there. Payoff pitch. Runner goes. Strike 3 called. And the inning is over. Officially. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 7-2 Halos.
brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Not a lot of highlights you're going to see. And, wow, it's going to be a tough one tonight. And now we are coming on for one more pitcher out of that Angels bullpen. Ernesto Frieri coming on for the 49th time. He has been their closer. 26 saves this year. This is not a save situation by any means, but getting some work in. Sixth pitcher of the night for the Angels. Last 7 games, he has really struggled. 2 for 4 in save opportunities, so they want to get him some work, try and get him back in a good frame of mind. 0-3 with an ERA of 23, but when you're a closer and you go out and have a couple bad outings, boy, it doesn't take long. It'll be the top of the lineup for the Indians. Michael Bourne, Swisher, Kipnis.
32,733 the attendance here tonight. Michael Bourne takes, it's in there for a strike. Call a strike on the outside corner. Just a little bit low. 1-2. Strikes him out. 1 down here in the ninth. And that is 4 straight strikeouts for Angel pitching.
5 out of the last 6.
Nick Swisher. 2 walks, a triple. Popped up on the infield his last time up. And that was a key at bat at that time. They had first and third and only 1 out. And at that time they were trying to tie the game up. Here's a high pop. Center field. 2 away. Jason Kipnis is 0 for 3 with a walk. The executive producer for Sports Time Ohio is Tom Farmer. Coordinating producer Steve Warren. Tonight's game produced by Jim Murphy, directed by Pat Murray. Indians Live produced by Mike Bachman. Associate producers Mike Pachta and Steve Bardo. Technical director Dan Larson. Our creative consultant is Mark Koha. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frieri fires and Kipnis a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Well, it's a final in Kansas City. The Red Sox beat the Royals 5-3. Little jam job to short. And the game is over. The Indians go 1-2-3. And the Angels bullpen combines to retire the last 11 Indians hitters in a row. And the Tribe's losing streak has now hit 6 straight. as they fall to 62-55 now on the year. The Angels with the win are 53-62. Well, time now for our key play of the game, brought to you by Key Bank.
Well, you got to go back to that 8th inning, and it was an ugly inning for the Indians, but here's another play where it gets over the head. The infield's in. Kipnis trying to make an outstanding play, but the throw is wild. He didn't really have a play at the plate. He was coming in and allows, with the throw getting past Gomes, the second run to come in and score, and it just opened the floodgates. It was a 4-run inning for the Angels and an awfully bad inning for the Tribe. That's going to be our Key Bank key play of the game. Get a free Kindle Fire HD when you sign up for a new checking account. Some restrictions apply.
Well, 7-2 is the final score, and Indians Live is coming up next. We'll break it all down when we return.